Hey guys, Sam Stauffer here, Director of Training for Spartan Race, and we're coming to you with another at-home workout that can be done by anybody, anywhere, with anything. Now you'll take note here, I actually have some equipment here. I have a kettlebell with me at my house, I have a ram roller, and a few other modalities, but at the end of the day, you can literally use anything. I challenge you to get creative, and for that reason, I have my to-go bag with me, and I have it stuffed full of water. And the great thing about a to-go bag with water is that I can take water out to make it easier, or I can add water to make it harder. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover a warm-up. I have a 5-movement warm-up that we're gonna be reviewing today. It's important that you take your time to get the warm-up in. We're gonna be doing it for 1 round, but you can do it for 2, 3, 4, however long it takes you to feel warmed up and ready for the workout. After that, we're gonna transition into the workout. And I work best in clusters of 2 to 3 exercises. So we're going to be doing 3 different clusters, 2 strength clusters and then a cardio cluster to go ahead and finish this thing off. I'm going to do my best to show a regression to make it easier and a progression to make it harder. And I'm going to review the baseline exercise. So let's take a look. The first thing we have here is the warm up. We're going to start with the heel to butt with reach. And quite simply, what that's going to look like is I'm going to start in a nice tall standing position. I'm going to grab one ankle and I'm going to bend the other one nice and soft, just like this. From here, I'm going to do my best to hinge forward as I reach out nice and long, right? And back up to a tall standing position. And I'm going to be looking to do about 8 reps on each side. Now, to make this one easier, you can simply hang on to something that's a little bit more stable and repeat the same exercise. Right? I can even slide my hand out until I'm comfortable enough to go without it. That's your heel to butt with reach. Again, 8 reps on each side. We're going to transition to T-spine rotations. So for this one, I'm going to start in what we call an athletic position. I'm going to take one hand and glue it to the inside of my knee, while the other hand opens up and I follow it with my eyes. Right? You want to reach as far as you can. You can either alternate or just continually do the same side over and over and over again. Again, we're going to be looking to keep it simple, 8 reps on each side. Next one, something you're probably familiar with, we have what's called the inchworm. For this one, I'm going to start in a push-up position, and I'm just going to walk my feet as close to my hands as I can while keeping my legs extended. And if you're limited for space, you can see that I just came back to a reset position. If you have the space, you can actually do a walking Spider-Man or inchworm. Right, again, 8 reps total for that one. We're going to move on to warm-up exercise number 4, which is our side steps. This is a great one to challenge stability and get the glutes on. We're going to be, again, in that athletic position, and we're just going to step out wide, come back to reset. Step out wide, reset. Right, again, 8 each side. I'll show you the side view. And the last exercise is very similar to the jumping jack, but it's called a seal jack. So for this one, our hands are going to start in that clap position. Our feet are going to be together. And we're going to, as we jump our feet, our hands are going to go wide and then reset into that clap, right? For this one, it's going to be a little bit more high energy, get the central nervous system turned on, get you actually prepared for working out. So we're going to do about 30 seconds of seal jacks. Again, that's the 5-movement warm-up. You can do that 1 time, or you can do that 2 to 3 times to make sure that you're ready for what's to come. Let's go ahead and transition to the strength clusters. The first cluster we have is made up of 3 exercises. We have the squat to knee drive, we have the bird dog, and the bent over row. I'll show a side view and a front view of each of them, and then I'll show a regression and a progression. So if we take a look at the squat to knee drive, our feet are going to be shoulder width apart. We're going to squat down to that parallel position, come up nice and high, and drive that knee up while maintaining a nice tall upper body. So again, squat down, drive up. You can alternate this exercise, or you can do the same side for 10 reps. For this, the entire circuit, we're going to be looking at a 10 rep scheme. So ones that alternate or do left side, right side, it's 10 each side. So side view for you. Now, to regress this, you can forget about the knee drive. So all we're doing is focusing on that squat, nice and slow, drive up to the top position, squeeze the glutes as you get up there. To make it harder, I can take my to-go bag here, I can rack it in this position here, squat down, drive up. If that's not comfortable, I can put it on my shoulders, just like this. That's your first exercise. Second exercise we have is the bird dog. For this, we're going to be in what we call tabletop position. And so what that's going to look like is our wrists are going to be under our shoulders, our knees are going to be under our hips, and our toes are going to be under our heels just like this. We're going to take the opposite elbow to the opposite knee, tap them, and then reach forward as far as we can. Come back, tap, reach forward. Again, that's going to be 10 reps on each side. To make this one a little bit harder, if you want the challenge, you can actually bring the knees off of the ground like this, and then you're going to find that the stability aspect is going to be much, much greater. The last exercise of the circuit, we have the bent over row. For this one, I'm going to take my to-go bag once more. Now, I'm going to start in, again, that athletic position. So hips back. You want to pretend that you had your hands full of groceries and you got to shut the car door with your butt. So it's a hips back. I'm going to take the weight. It's going to be in one arm. Again, 10 reps each side. I'm going to come up and squeeze as tight as I can. That's one rep. For this, we're focusing on nice, slow movement. I'll show you the side view. Again, hips back. Come up, squeeze, slow lower. Squeeze, lower. To make this one easier, you can take it in one arm. If you have a bag like this, it's actually a little bit more comfortable for you. And to make it harder, you can simply add weight to the bag. So again, just to recap, that was cluster one. We had the squat to knee drive, 10 reps on each side. We had the bird dog, 10 reps on each side, and then the bent over row, 10 reps on each side. You're going to be looking to do about 3 rounds total of this cluster. Again, if you want to go for more, just up the amount of rounds you're doing, or up the weight you're doing, or the amount of reps that you're doing. The next strength circuit, we have a core-centric circuit. We're going to be doing first exercise, which is called Around the World. For this, I'm going to start in a palm plank position, and I'm just going to go around the world. One hand goes up, next foot, and then the last foot, right? And you're just going to repeat that circuit. Key here is that my glutes are engaged and my core is engaged the entire time. I'm trying to reduce movement when I lift a ligament. To make this one easier, you can drop down to the elbows. Whew. All right, next exercise, we have plank transitions. So we're going to be transitioning from a side plank to a front plank to a side plank. What that's going to look like is I'm going to be in a side plank position, glutes tight, core tight, transition to my elbows, and then right up to the opposite side. And then the last exercise we have is the push-up. And so when it comes to the push-up, I know this can be a challenging exercise for many people. The key thing here is not to drop to the knees. Instead, you want to elevate the upper body. So using something like a bed frame or a couch to get the upper body up is going to be a lot better than dropping to your knees, because this is a big core exercise. So for the push-up, our hands are going to be shoulder width apart, feet are going to be together, our glutes are going to be tight, and our core is going to be tight. We're just going to drive down, drive up to the top. We want to make sure we get that full range of motion throughout the movement. Again, to make this easier, we can simply use any type of height to elevate the upper body. And to make it harder, you can either have somebody place the to-go bag on your back, or you can elevate the lower body. That's strength circuit 2. We're going to be doing 60 seconds per exercise with about 10 to 20 seconds rest between exercise, and that's your transition time. And again, 3 rounds is what we're looking to accomplish here. If you want to go for more, you totally can. We're gonna end this thing with a cardio aspect. We got the in, out, out, and the burpee. And we're gonna be doing Tabata style for 4 minutes. So that's gonna be 20 seconds on with a 10-second rest. So this is gonna be a little bit more high-paced and we're going for speed. So the first exercise we have is the in, out, out. I have a tiled floor here, totally not necessary. You can draw something or you can just pretend that you have a box. We're gonna be going in, out, out, in, out, out. The key here is quick feet. So first, you gotta program the brain to get this movement. Once you feel like you have it, you can pick up the pace to go as quickly as you want. So that's the first exercise. Again, it's 20 seconds on, 10 seconds recovery. During that 10 seconds recovery, you're gonna transition to the next exercise, which is the burpee. We all know what this one is. We're gonna be dropping down to the hands, kicking the feet out. You can add the push-up if you want. Otherwise, you can stop here at the original burpee. Feet go back to hands, leave the ground, hands go up. Again, the regression is just what we call a hip thruster or the original burpee. And again, that's 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So you're gonna alternate between in, out, out, and the burpee until you reach 4 minutes. So all in all, that is an at-home workout. Again, you can regress it or progress it accordingly. Have fun with it and let me know what you think.